In this experiment, we are going to find out the water of crystallization of a hydrated salt. We have been provided with a sample of calcium chloride that is hydrated. We will heat it and get rid of the water and find out the mass of the anhydrous calcium chloride, and then the difference between the two masses will give us the mass of water that was lost. In this experiment, it says weigh a crucible and record its mass. Add between 1.8 to 2 grams of FF4. FF4 is given to us here in this tube. Reweigh the crucible and its contents and record the mass. Place the crucible on the pipe clear triangle and heat gently for 1 minute and then strongly for a further 2 minutes. Allow crucible and its contents to cool. Reweigh the crucible and contents and record the mass. Heat the crucible strongly for further 2 minutes. Allow it to cool. Reweigh the crucible and contents and record the mass. Repeat the heating, cooling and weighing until you are satisfied that all the water of crystallization has been removed. Calculate the recorded mass of FF4 used and the total mass of water lost. So basically here we have to weigh the initial mass of FF4 in grams. Then we have to weigh mass of crucible in grams. Then we have to weigh mass of crucible plus FF4 after first heating in grams. Mass of crucible plus FF4 after second heating. And if any further heating would be required, we would add another row with mass of crucible plus FF4 after third heating. So in order to start the experiment, we take a crucible and place, according to the question, between 1.8 and 2 grams of FF4 into the crucible. So the mass of our crucible is 30.46 grams. Now we place between 1.8 and 2 grams of FF4 in this crucible. So the mass of crucible is now 30.46 and it has stopped at that. So now we add between 1.8 and 2 grams of the solid into our crucible. We have to have somewhere between, based on the mass of our crucible, 32.46 to 32.26 and to 32.46. So we take out some of the solid and we just complete the mass. Now we have 32.27 added. That means we have added 1.81 grams. So this is the mass we are going to use and heat the crucible and get rid of the water of crystallization. This is our tripod stand with the pipe clear triangle. We place our crucible on the pipe clear triangle with the salt inside the crucible. Then we will switch on the burner and follow instructions which says heat gently for 1 minute and then strongly for 2 minutes. And they have then asked to turn off the Bunsen burner and allow the crucible to cool. So now we are going to start heating the crucible. Here we have started the gas and lit the burner. So now we are going to wait for 1 minute with gentle heating and then we are going to heat for two further minutes. While we are heating, let's write the masses. Mass of the crucible was 30.46 grams. Right, mass of FF4 added was 1.81 grams. And now we wait and obtain the mass of crucible plus FF4 after the first heating. Now that the time is up and we have stopped the burner, this is how the solid appears right after water has been removed from it. This is very hot. You will use tongs to hold the crucible and place it on a heat proof mat and let it cool enough that you are able to touch the crucible without it burning your skin. But don't attempt right now, it will be very hot. Wait for at least 5 to 8 minutes. Okay, so waiting for around 6-7 minutes, the crucible is cool enough for me to actually be able to lift it with my hands. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the tong and carry the crucible to the weighing balance. The weighing balance is at 0. I place the crucible with the heated solid and the mass that I'm getting is 32.01 grams. Now what we have to do is we have to reheat this crucible, cool and reweigh. If the mass decreases further, then the heating will continue until two masses are constant. Yani we heat, cool, weigh, reheat, recool, reweigh, and both the masses are the same. But if I heat it again and I get this same mass 32.01, that means all of the water of crystallization has been lost and the experiment has been completed. So now I will reheat it and cool it and reweigh it. So I reheated it. Now I'm going to put it for cooling on the heat proof mat just like before using the tongs. Okay, time to weigh the crucible again. Let's take the crucible back to the weighing balance. We place the crucible on the weighing balance and the mass we are getting is 32.02. Okay, this cannot be. Let's remove this. It is 32.01. So 0.01 increase in mass. This doesn't happen. Oh, okay, right. See, there is some powder here. We get rid of this powder and then we reweigh the crucible. So now after cleaning the dish, we are getting 32.01, which means both our masses are the same. We got constant mass, so we have removed all the water of crystallization. Now we are going to go back to our practical sheet and record the mass after the second cooling as well. So here mass of crucible plus FA4 after first heating was 32.01 and after the second heating it's 32.01. Now we subtract the mass of crucible from this mass. It would be 32.01 minus 30.46 and we get 1.55 grams of solid remaining. So initially the solid was 1.81 grams. When we subtracted the mass of solid remaining, we will obtain the mass of water lost. And this value is 0.26 grams. So this is mass of water lost in grams and this is mass of anhydrous Fa4 in grams. And that is how you perform an experiment with water of crystallization.